Okay, this is my second video for Everquest game. This will be partially gameplay to show you how a lot of it works. Something I forgot to mention in the last one is travel. A lot of destinations, of course you get there faster if you use a wizard or a druid to port you there. But if you don't have a wizard or druid, then there's several different things you can do. Inside the guild halls, you have to go through. This is Plane of Knowledge again. You go into the guild lobby, which I showed you where the soulbinder and stuff was at. Also the corpse summoner. I forgot to show you that, but that's not really important at the moment. You can also go into the guild hall, and there's a guy in there that does portals, and he can send you to a bunch of different locations. Some of them, depending on where you want to go, that's pretty much the only way to get there. But here in Plane of Knowledge, there's actually a bunch of destinations you can go to. This is basically the layout of the Plane of Knowledge. And I have labels turned off, and there's a reason for that. If you turn on labels, it gets kind of confusing. It's hard to see anything. So I turn them off, but you can still see the points here. All right, first of all these little points here are portals to different cities. You got Gunthak, Payneal, over there, Agok, Neryak, Grop, and Kabalus. This is all the evil cities down here. Up here's all the good cities. And these are mostly, I guess you'd say, in between. Some of them are good cities and some of them are in between. Depends on it. Another thing is that PvP was never really implemented very well in Everquest. Very few people do any kind of PvP. There's one server in existence for its pure PvP. Everything on it's PvP. I've never really been on there. I don't know how many people play it. I have no idea. I'm just not into PvP. But if you want to do it, just kind of occasionally to see how you stand up against other people, you can go into this zone, which is the arena. And there's a big arena in there. It's kind of like the arena in Stranglethorn Vale. You run into it, and it's a PvP area. Whenever you run into it, then you're attackable. You run outside of it, and you're no longer attackable. Just like with the arena in Stranglethorn Vale. You can set yourself as PvP here, but setting yourself PvP is a permanent setting. You can't turn it on and off like you do in World of Warcraft. I won't go into the details of how to do that because very few people do it. But if you see someone running around with a red name, that means they're PvP. You as a non-PvP can't help them in any way. You can't attack them. No buffs will stick on them, nothing, because they're PvP. You would have to go PvP to be able to do anything to them. And like I said, that's permanent. There is a quest to remove the PvP status, but it's expensive and very long, and it's a pain in the ass, so it's better not to do it to begin with. Alright, so back to here. Unlike World of Warcraft, I could run into any of these. Like Grop, which is the one right in front of me here, that's the home of the trolls. Agok is the home of the ogres. The trolls especially would hate me because I'm human, but mainly because my deity is Quellness, which is a good deity. They would hate me no matter what because of that deity. Deity in here is very important depending on what you want to do. If you want to be able to go into just about any city, like my chanter is erudite, which they're kind of almost a neutral anyway. Not entirely. They're more good than they are evil, but they're almost neutral. But if you create an enchanter, a erudite enchanter that's agnostic and has no deity, then I think you're only kill on sight in maybe one evil city, and you can work enough faction to become non-kill on sight so you can go into that city. So it has its ups and its downs, but If you're agnostic, then there's a lot of high-end gear and equipment that is deity specific that you would never be able to get. So it's kind of a trade-off on what you want to do. But coming back to this, like I could go into Grop or Neriak, which is the home of the Dark Elves, or Agok. I could go into pretty much any of these that are, well, Gunthak is not really evil, but these others are. Kabalis is the home of the Iskers, the reptiles. It's highly aggressive to just about anybody but Iskars, good or evil. They're pretty much kill on sight from base. But I could go in there. I could use this, which is a cloudy potion, which is a invis potion. And the invis potion lasts, 4 or 5 minutes. But it has a chance to fail at any time. So you have to be very careful with that. But I could go invis, and I could run into these cities and run around, and it doesn't make me PvP or anything else. I could run in there, and at my level I could kill just about anything in there. It wouldn't make me PvP in any way, shape, or form, either by killing them or running them in there. That's quite a bit different than World of Warcraft. So here I'm going to go to Grop. This is it's right outside the area of the trolls in a little swamp. And it truly is a swamp. Okay. Let me make sure my direction here. See all those blue areas are water. This is why I like levitation. I can run across the top of the water without having to swim. It's a pain in the ass to swim. Swimming here is a skill, by the way. You start out at 0 and you can barely swim through the water, and you have to swim a long time to work the skill up to the point where you can swim at a decent pace. Alright. Let's see where the guards are. There's several guards out here, troll guards. Yeah, there they are. See, if I con them, scowling at you, ready to attack. And even though it's only level 50, because they're guards, if I get too close, they will attack me. Scowling, ready to attack. Scowling, ready to attack. Another one over here, scowling, ready to attack. See, he's going to attack me no matter what, even though he stands no chance against me. As you can see, he hasn't even hit me once. Miss, 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 dodge, miss, 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 dodge. Yeah, if he actually hit me, see, look at the thorns is causing 1,800 points of damage to him each and every time he hits me. So let's take care of him here pretty quick. Alright. I don't see a faction hit. That's kind of surprising. Yeah, there it is. Factions standing with the Bashers could not possibly get any worse. In other words, I've killed a bunch of them. Faction standing with Broken Skull Clan has been adjusted by 30. Negative 30. So I could go around here killing them all day long, and as you can see, I'm not PvP. So let's go up here to the... this is a low-level zone, or low-level dungeon. But it'll give you an idea of how the dungeons work here. This is one of the original dungeons from the original release of Everquest. This it wasn't the highest end dungeon at the time, but it was one of the highest. The mobs in it go up to, I think, level 50. And at time, there's a fungus man. Let me see, where am I at? Yeah, I'm close, okay. Let me see, where are the froglocks? Yep. This is the home of the froglocks. And they're warmly with me. Normally they're scowling. But I've killed so many of the undead froglocks that they love me. So, this is Upper Guck. And again, these guys here are going to love me, so they're not going to attack me. This is what it actually looks like. As you can see, it's quite interesting. The different colors means, you know, kind of upstairs, downstairs. The blue is water. This is kind of an upstairs, and the other stuff, the green stuff here, is kind of downstairs. There's ladders that you go up and down. There's all kinds of stuff in here. I'll show you if I go this direction. See, you've got a... Whoops, I don't want to fall down in that water. So you got an upwards up there, you got there, and you got down over there, and it depends on what you need. There's a bunch of different quests that involve this zone. So let me go through here. I've been through this zone so many times I can do it with my eyes closed. Almost. Yeah, here we are. There's a swamp crocodile. Does he like me? And he's dubious. He's not sure about me. Spider is indifferent, could care less. See, in here, if you're in a group, it would be nearly impossible to pull one of those without pulling all three. Somebody like a bard or this monk could pull them singly. But the monk would be the best at pulling them singly at that level. See, and there's a named that spawns right here that drops some pretty good items for this particular expansion, the original expansion. It's a great caster item. Gave pretty good INT. And this right through here, because I'm levitated, you can't see it, but this through here is all like ice. You run onto it and you start sliding until you hit the wall. If you're trying to cast something, cast a spell, like if this guy attacked you here and you were halfway down this and he hit you, it would cause you to be pushed. And unlike World of Warcraft, if something's hitting you, it only delays your spell, but eventually it goes off. Here, if they hit you, then it interrupts the spell completely, and you have to start over again. And especially if you move, if you start casting a spell and then move, the spell will get up all the way to the end and say your spell has been interrupted, and that's because you moved. If you're on this part here where you slide around, then if you're trying to cast a spell on it, it hits you. Every time it hits you, it's moving you. It's interrupting your spell every single time. It's nearly impossible for a caster to battle something on a slippery surface like that. It's the same way with being down in the water. If something's hitting you down there, then it's moving you in the water and interrupting you every time it hits you. Let me get across here. There's water down there. That's a kind of a pit trap, more or less. There are traps in here. There's invisible pit traps that you can fall into. This is its own line for lower Guck. This stuff here in upper Guck goes to, what is it, level 15? It probably goes up to 20 maybe. And then you go here into lower Guck, and the mobs get quite a bit higher here. This first one here is just your regular one. The Shin Warrior, he's also regular. But then you get into undead frogs, which I'm going to aggro them because I don't have an invis versus undead. See, they're all ghouls. And these are 27. Yeah, he died from my thorns. Get to the next part, you have to swim. And this is the bedroom, because it has a bed in it, and it's a room. See how I set an extended target window? It's showing me how many I have aggro on. By the time I get to my spot, I'm going to have a lot of aggro, because look at those guys. It doesn't look like that they aggroed. So you got wizards, you got shadow knights, another wizards, 3 wizards over there. In a group at this level, those 3 wizards would just absolutely wreck a group. You got gargoyles. Got all kinds of stuff. But where I want to go is down here, the lower levels. This is what's known as a safe hall. See, but I can take care of these guys. Imitate death. Clears all aggro. That's an AA version of feigned death. The regular feigned death has the chance to clear aggro, but it's not 100%. The imitate death clears aggro every time. And this is called the safe hall because nothing spawns here, nothing roams here. You can set in here all day long and pull from this direction or this direction. Got Ghoul Knights. I wonder if the... See, and here's one of the first pit traps. There's actually... That's false right there, that area. If you tried to stand on it, you'd fall down into that pit, and you have to climb back up here. So it looks like there's no way across, because you got rooms on each side with walls, but in actuality, these are false walls. You run right through them. So you have false walls, you have pit traps. Go in here, this is one of the where some named guys spawn that drop some really good equipment. The bloodthirsty ghouls are some of the highest levels. They're 38. I think the damn it, I can't remember the name of the guy now, but anyway, the name that spawns in here I think is 40 or 41, something like that. Let's get rid of this guy. A dungeon rot infected. Okay, I've never seen one of those before. That must be something new that I don't know about. First time I've seen one. Desiccated dungeon rot spores. Yeah, they're for a quest. Let's just leave everything there for now. But if I go back here, since I have levitation, I can run right across that. Let's go up here to the big guy. There's also, right in the middle of that, there's a trap that will drop you down into a room with a name that will beat you to death. And also right along in here there is too. If I run across it, where is it? Yep, see there. See, I start to drop. That's the pit trap. There's also one right there. In here is another one. This is a false wall as well. There's a name that spawns in here. It drops a really nice caster rope. It's also part of epic quests that's needed for a rogue. If you come this direction, you can get across this if you jump, but it's better if you have levitation and just run right across it. Let's see if he's up. Core Ghoul Wizard. No, it's just a regular wizard. It's not the named. There's a named wizard that spawns right here. That drops the robe. Don't want these guys following me. If I run up here, this is the main boss's room. And it's only a core, the Gut Ghoul Knight. See, it's 47. So they go up to almost 50. The named guy that spawns in here, I think he's 50 or 51, something like that. And this particular expansion, the highest level you could attain was 50. So it would have been a hard fight. Because you've got, what, 2 ads here. And then you have ones that come up behind you as well. So this is one of the harder dungeons. Whoops. Get out of here. I'm probably just going to use my anchor gate. The pure melee classes don't get any kind of gate spell to go back to their bind point. So they added in an AA ability, general for everybody, called Origin. That sends you back to your starting city so that you can run back to Plane of Knowledge. But there's also, if you're part of a guild, especially, you can set up a primary anchor to the guild. I mean, you can get the primary anchor without being in a guild, but it helps. I can click on this, and it takes me to my primary anchor point, which is in my guild hall. That gets me quickly back to Plane of Knowledge. But you can only use that once every so often. Let me see how long it is between uses. Just over an hour between uses on that one. So that's comparable to a Hearthstone, more or less. You've also got a secondary primary anchor, which I don't have. Metamorph totems, yep. But I can also use Origin here. And there's also another one that's special that can take me back here, but I'm not sure if I have it. Yeah, Throne of Heroes. Transport you to the Throne of Heroes in the guild lobby. So there's still 2 different ways that I can get back here. The Throne of Heroes is only available things like the Throne of Heroes, Steadfast Servant, Staunch Recovery, Lesson of the Devoted, things like that. Only some of these are available depending on how long you've been a member of Everquest. If you just started out, then you're not going to have any of those. So let's go back to the lobby. There's one other zone I want to check out. I've checked it the last day or two, and the named has been killed every time. I want to see if he's up today. It's actually a god. I want to check and see if he has a spawn trigger. A mob that if it's up and you kill it, then it triggers him, and you can go in and kill him, and he's an actual god called Finn and Roe, the Tyrant of Fire. And that's in Plane of Knowledge. Or excuse me, Plane of Tranquility. Alright, I guess I can use this. Go faster. Yeah, I'm not sure if I said that on the last one, but speed. If you look here, velocity is 0. On the lion here, it's 64. If I drop the top area lion, see, it's only 55. And that's because I have, let me see. Well, I don't see it. I don't know what it's called. But Rangers, Druids, Shamans get a spell called Spirit of Wolf, which increases your run speed. And it can last anywhere from about 35 minutes to several hours depending upon the spell. I'm not sure if I have any soul potions or not. Okay, I don't see any. No, I've got haste potions and everything else, but I don't have any soul potions. But you can also get mounts, which increase your run speed, just like World of Warcraft. But like I said earlier, difference is that I can actually fight on the mount. I can cast spells on the mount if I had spells to cast, so I don't have to drop off of them. And also, if something hits me, I don't get knocked off the mount unless I manually drop the mount or I die. Then I stay on the mount until, I cancel it or die, obviously. Okay, this is the Plane of Tranquility. This is where all the planes are, the high-end rating zones. You got Plane of Decay, Plane of Disease, Plane of Air, Plane of Fire, Plane of Nightmares. This is a bunch of different mini zones, if you want to call them that, with mini bosses. And during this era, the ability for you to get into some of these zones, you had to be flagged for it, and it was a long process. You had to go into one of the zones, and you had to kill a dragon, and once you killed the dragon, then that would give you access to the other zone. And then when you killed certain characters or certain NPCs in there, that gave you access to another zone, and then you end up with a flag, and that flag allows you to get into another zone, and it could take weeks to get it done. Plane of Water, Plane of Earth, Plane of Innovation, and then the highest one is Plane of Time. That was the in-game rating for this particular expansion. So let me go in here. Plane of Fire. Gonna see if let's drop the lion so I can get through this window. Doomfire, the Burning Lands. Okay, this is Plane of Fire. This is what it looks like. This is where levitation comes in really handy, and I'll show you in a minute why. But over here, this is where Finnan, the Tyrant of Fire, spawns. If his trigger is up, his trigger will be right here. So of course there's all kinds of stuff in here in between me and that spot. So I'm going to have to try to run past most of it. Some of it sees invis, some of it doesn't. So I turn on my invis here. Run over here. Not afraid of spiders, are you? Now that's a spider. So anyway, levitate up the wall here. I'll show you why. Okay. I'm as high as I can get here. This wall here extends to the other side of the zone wall. It has no doors, no access to it at all to get to the other side. The way that you have to do it is this lava stream here that runs down through here. You have to take that lava stream all the way into this island here. And there's a named that spawns there. You have to kill that named. And then this green part is a tunnel that leads you up to the center part where you can get through a door here and into this other area. The main reason I like levitation is because you see this right here. You can levitate across onto that. Now what you can't see is there invisible walls around this. It allows you to go through this direction, but you can't come back through. So if I run through like this, you'll see it twitch suddenly, and that's me going through the wall. Okay, so now if I try to run back, I'm blocked. It won't let me. There's an invisible wall there. It won't let me out. So the only choice at this point is to go down through here to get out. See, there's no wall there, but he looks kind of angry. Thankfully in Viz, oh shit, those birds are back up again. I hate these birds. Yep. They're level 75, and even though they're so many levels below me, they can charm me. I think their charm is unresistible. Basically, if they charm me, they take control of me. I can't do anything until the charm wears off. And when the charm wears off, they'd charm me again. So I'd be stuck here until I basically quit out of the game. So I'm going to try to avoid them here. Since I'm so much higher than them, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. If I was closer to their level, then they would have aggroed me the moment that I ran out the door. They're a pain in the ass. I don't really want to mess with them right now. These guys, they don't see me, thankfully. About the only thing out through here that sees in Viz is there's a big, oops, Blazek's Omnifiend, he will. He's one of the mini bosses here. He's 78. You got to remember at the time, the maximum level I think was, I want to say 70 for this expansion. So I need to try to avoid him. I don't really want to fight with him right now. I mean, I could easily kill him, but I don't want to. The only other thing I need to be worried about is there's a big named spider that spawns out here. Also, these horses, most of these horses can see in Viz. Whoops, one of them saw me. Fiery Spirit Equine saw me. See, and all these guys over here can see in Viz. So let's try feign deathing them off. Give it a few seconds and stand and see if I lose some, and if so, how many. Nope, didn't lose any of them. See, normally to completely clear aggro, you have to wait 2 minutes in feign death for it to clear the aggro. But sometimes doing this multiple times will, see, one of them dropped off. Okay, well, I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to run in here and feign death. Everything in here sees in Viz anyway. So if Blazek the Omnifiend is up, there's a good chance that the trigger is. Nope, he's not up. If the trigger mob was up, he'd be standing right here. Well, that sucks. I was hoping to see Finn and Roe again. It's been a while. So anyway, maybe I'll go out here and kill Blazek's. Just for the fun of it. I don't have my mercenaries, so I have to be careful. Even though these guys are pretty low level. If enough of them get on me, they can kill me. So at this point, I'll clear aggro. And where's Blazek's? I'm guessing he's back over there. I don't think these guys... Yep, these guys see in Viz. Looks like any of them on this side will see in Viz. Let's get back up here near where I saw him. See if I can find him. Yep, there he is. Looks like I'll have a few, but not that many. So, we hit him with distant strike. Damn, he has a lot more hit points than I thought. You look at the damage up here scrolling, how fast he hits. I'm not even sure he's hit me once so far. Yeah, there we go. A few hits. See, after I kill him, I can feign death these guys. Not a big deal. He had a lot more hit points than I was expecting. Okay, let's see what all he dropped. Yeah, at the time that was a pretty damn good pure caster cloak. Now it's pretty much nothing. It's got 6 mana regen, which is really good. Yeah, and that would have given armor. That's a trade-in to get armor for a particular class. That's why it's a pattern. Since it's silk, that would be cloth that it would come out as. So it's only good for Necro, Wiz, Mage, and Enchanter. So whichever one of those looted it, when they go turn it in, it would give an item specific for that class. So let's leave those. And that's pretty much it. I don't want to go against the birds. They're a pain in the ass. The Spirit of Teletak. I'm not even sure what that is. I haven't played this in a long time. See there? Enemies have forgotten you. So we're good now. Now I can use Origin, which will take me back to Freeport, which is my home city. Lotus Moon has completed Rat Killer achievement. What the hell was he killing? It's a pretty good item for a range item. Yeah, it got better though. If I want to train. Alright, let's get out of here. Back to Plane of Knowledge. Here's part of Freeport. This goes out to the common lands. And there's zone points that take you over into, East Freeport. So there's West Freeport and East Freeport. When it originally released, there was actually 3, North, East, and West. And it was a lot smaller. They revamped the zones. And, of course, most people hate it, but what can you do? And there's Santaclog. It's an ogre. Did somebody kill him? Because there's 2 of them there. Nope. So I wonder why it's double spawned. This is the newbie starting area for humans that start in this city. Okay, so once I get back to Plane of Knowledge here, I'm probably going to end this session. Try not to make the videos too long. They get boring for people. But if you've never played Everquest, it may be interesting. So, anyway, at this point, I'm going to end this. and log off here and try to upload these videos. Hopefully it helps some of you if you're thinking about playing Everquest or curious, that kind of thing. Just I guess give it a try if you really want something more challenging than World of Warcraft. It's Everquest is a lot harder than World of Warcraft. There's absolutely no doubt about that. All the rules and the way that aggro works, all the different classes, different things like that. It's just way harder than World of Warcraft. There's really only, well, not discounting mercenaries, there's really only a couple of classes that can solo all the way up to max level. Druids, Wizzies, and Necromancers. Necromancers are really the king of soloing. The Wizzies are king of quad kiting. Their snare spell is an AE spell, and they can get multiple creatures and snare them and basically run them in circles while they nuke them and kill 8 or 10 of them at a time, so they can level up a lot faster. But the problem is, if their snare is resisted and they don't have something like Spirit of Wolf or something to be able to get away from them, then they're pretty much done. They don't have the hit points or the armor or anything else to be able to survive them for long. Necromancers, they can snare, they can dot, they can fear, they can root. If any of the snares or roots are resisted, then they can feign death, save themselves, and then start over again. So they're really the masters at soloing. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to end this now, and I may start up another one if people like it or whatever. Anyway, see you later.